completely covering the terminal tower.
The Balloonfest of 1986 in Cleveland, Ohio, aimed to set a new world record.
A world record has just been broken in Cleveland! Over 1,500,000 balloons!
The event was intended to be a harmless fundraising publicity stunt that would put Cleveland on the map, but Cleveland's Balloonfest turned out to be a disaster. 6 months of planning went into the release. A rectangular structure the size of a city block was set up to hold the balloons on Cleveland's public square.
I understand we might have a northerly wind too, so they'll all wind up over Canada.
2,500 volunteers, mainly high school students, spent many hours filling the balloons with helium.
We're figuring that they'll do about 2 to 3 balloons a minute.
Did you get any blisters?
Yeah, 3.
With a rainstorm coming, the organizers decided to release the balloons earlier than planned on September the 27th, 1986.
It is awesome, ladies and gentlemen, to actually be down here and see the multicolors that are going up in the air at this moment.
However, when the 1.5 million balloons were released, they were met with a front of cool air and rain, causing them to fall back onto the ground while still inflated. This resulted in utter chaos. Millions of still inflated balloons descended on the countryside of Ohio. There they clogged waterways, caused traffic accidents, spooked livestock, and temporarily closed the airport. The balloons littered streets, public spaces, and bodies of water in and around Cleveland.
60% of the balloons launched landed here instead of the planned 10%. Many of them were found on Lake Erie.
The latex balloons, slow to decompose, also led to dire environmental consequences and resulted in millions of dollars in property damage. But the most tragic consequence occurred when the balloons interfered with a search and rescue mission for 2 missing fishermen.
It's been an exhausting search for these Coast Guardsmen. They've been out on the water most of the day looking for 2 40-year-old Cleveland men.
The Coast Guard, unable to distinguish between balloons and people, suspended the search on September the 29th.
Can you imagine trying to find somebody floating out here or even spotting a life jacket with all these balloons on the water?
The bodies of the missing men washed ashore days later. The wife of one of the deceased fishermen sued both the United Way of Cleveland and the event's organizing company. Despite the event achieving a new world record, Balloonfest of 1986 was a miscalculated, unintentional, tragic disaster. So much so, the event was never recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records.